Hello, fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of December 2020. Looking at life and love. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month. Without a doubt, it is a big one, especially as we begin the month. We are doing so under the energy of the very recent lunar eclipse. I did speak about this lunar eclipse at some length in last month's horoscope, but because it took place at the very end of last month, we are in a period between eclipses as we enter this month. We're still working with that energy. And it was the ancients who believed that the veil between the worlds was especially thin in that period between eclipses. It is going to be on the 14th that we will have a solar eclipse. Not only will that bring eclipse season to a close, but this is happening in fellow fire sign Sagittarius. And so while the energy can be dramatic, there are fresh starts that can come out of nowhere. Now, this solar eclipse is taking place in fellow fire sign Sagittarius, which means you'll be able to tap into this energy to your advantage that much more. However, it's a good idea with eclipses to be open to a higher will because events can be especially fated at this time. Now, this is a part of the sky that has to do with what you want in your heart of hearts. It has to do with creative endeavors. Now, gambling is also covered here as well. Anything from lottery tickets to taking a well-calculated risk that you hope will put you in line for some sort of a windfall. Children are covered here, children you want, children you have. But here's the thing, as much as the solar eclipse energy happening hand in hand with Mercury can change things for you very quickly, bring in new ideas, new information, heighten instincts, we do have Neptune speaking with this eclipse in a conversation of tension, which tells me that along with the new beginnings, there may be some sense of disappointment happening as well. Now, whatever it may be, ultimately, it can be truly empowering for you at this time. So stay open, have fun, because this is an energy that is fun. Be mindful of overdoing it, especially where it comes to things like alcohol, where it is that some escapist tendencies are coming in. That's where you do want to be careful with this, of going too far with the fun. But on the other side of it, that may be your epiphany. That may be you getting in touch with your heart of hearts. So stay open to where it is that the lesson may be taking you. If it is that you are a person who uses your creativity to your advantage, there may be some sense of progress that might be made, a sense that perhaps very quickly you may get or be considered for an opportunity to share what you do in a broader sense as well. Your fertility may be surprising at this time also. So keep all of that in mind as you navigate this time and see where it is and how it is that the universe desires to align you with a higher, more loving vision for your life. Be mindful of gambling. And that is because as much as your instincts may be high, and this is a part of the sky that has to do with gambling, you do want to be careful because of that Neptunian energy. It can indicate going overboard, and that can indicate losing money. So as I like to say, don't bet the farm. And what that means is you want to make sure that you are in a space and in an energy of abundance. If $1 isn't a big deal to you, then only spend $1. And so think along those terms, that it doesn't matter whether you win or you don't win, if there's a windfall or your windfall is metaphorical or spiritual. If you are approaching it with that energy, you're actually helping yourself that much more to have things go in a way that you may like. Now, it is just right after this eclipse. On the 17th, Saturn will change signs, moving back into your opposite sign. On the 19th, Jupiter gets there, and these two planets are going to meet for the Great Conjunction on the 21st. This is very special, very rare energy. It is going to speak to partnerships of all kinds, whether it's a business partnership or a professional alliance, and it can feel as if at this time you are either connecting with someone new, solidifying what's there, realizing some truth about whom it is that you are aligned with. Now, I do speak a lot about this in the Saturn special horoscope, which is on my website now for download and in the superstar space. But what you also want to be looking out for is that it is going to be coming up very soon, early this month, that I will have Jupiter specials as well. So that'll give you further insights into this very special, very rare configuration that is set to take place and how it's going to speak to the alignments that you have with other people. Now, I'll speak more about this in just a moment. once we get to the love portion of this video. But first, I also want to tell you about what else is happening this month. And that is we are going to end the month and thereby end the year on a full moon. Now, this full moon is happening in the sign just before yours. It is speaking in harmony with Uranus. Uranus right now at the top of your sky. And what this suggests is that you may be feeling a sense of closing karmic ties, ending karmic chapters, feeling as if perhaps a certain person, place, thing, or situation that wasn't very desirable, that maybe felt inconvenient or burdensome, it can come to a close very quickly or resolve itself very quickly under this sky. And so there's this real sense of putting some burden down, allowing your own energy to shift, knowing that you are entering a brand new cycle, a brand new year as we move towards this full moon. Now, the great thing about this full moon is that it can heighten your spiritual powers as well. Your dreams may be especially vivid and may be revealing as well. I like to think of a full moon in this part of the sky as ultimately encouraging you to live more. It is the awareness that you have a lot more to do in this lifetime. And so it invites you to consider what you're going to take into your future and what not, so that you can ultimately feel that much more at ease as you move through this life. Now, where it comes to matters of love, we have got all that energy taking place in your opposite sign. This is huge. The great conjunction in your opposite sign is also promising some shift when it comes to partnerships and your understanding of it. But that solar eclipse is very powerful as well. It is a heart-oriented part of the sky. And so whether this is romance, flirtation that takes you by surprise, that brings up all kinds of fears and feelings, well, that can be part of this energy. So if it is that you are open to meeting someone new, especially in the days around that eclipse, you may very well have an interaction with somebody. Things can move forward in a very accelerated way. But I would also add, because of how active Mercury is, it may be somebody that you're connecting with on a level of mind. So it may be someone you're connecting with, for example, on the internet. But whatever is transpiring, it is helping you to get in touch with that part of you that desires connection with another person. It is going to be Saturn and Jupiter as well meeting, that is going to invite you to consider how to manifest, or how to at least engage the lessons that love asks for. What is required for you to move towards the love that you desire? Well, that work or that personal clarity, along with luck, is going to be there for you. Now, for those of you who have just started to date somebody, I feel like this month, it is all about being honest. Is this a person that you want to move forward with or not? It is going to become clear. And so for some, it is going to be a time when very quickly you realize that this is the person that you want to solidify things with. And that may happen as well very quickly, especially with the great conjunction taking place. Things can move along and advance. However, if this is not the right person for you, a sky like this says it's like ripping off a Band-Aid and you are ready to go in a whole new direction. Life will let you know, like whether you want it or not, life lets us know whether or not someone is for us. And if this person is not for you, well, the great thing is that you are looking forward to all this energy of blessing and opportunity where it comes to connecting with someone else in a meaningful way. And for those of you in an established bond, this can be a very powerful time. As much as the solar eclipse may bring the desires of the heart to the surface, it is ultimately going to be Saturn and Jupiter in your opposite sign that are going to help you to understand what is real here. You are in a time now that is about being honest with yourself as to whether or not you feel that this is a long-lasting relationship. For some, this may be a turning point. Either you'll be all in or absolutely all out. There is no middle ground at a time like this. But if you are all in, the commitment, the bond can deepen and strengthen in ways that the two of you may not have known before, no matter how long you've been together so far. What I love about this month for you, well, look, there's a lot here, but I think all that very powerful energy in your opposite sign really is key. Think back to what was happening in the spring. That was when Saturn moved into your opposite sign for just a little bit of a taste. And so that was the beginning of you getting an understanding of what it means to take another person into consideration, asking you to be honest about your expectations of the other people in your life now, or the people that you hope may be there. And it is going to be many of those lessons that return, but in some ways, the energy this time is a lot more optimistic, a lot more expansive, a lot more hopeful. That's Jupiter coming in. Big blessings will be delivered through other people into your life now and as you head into a new year. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this every week by logging on to nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive videoscopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes and more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.